kid's kind of off, but
I wish I could see a wheelchair haka for either Australia or New Zealand. That'd be sick.
Number 1 versus number 2. We've got the top 2 world ranking teams here in wheelchair rugby getting set to play each other here at the Canada Cup 2024 in Richmond. Australia in green will be facing off against the United States, the US the top ranked team in the world, and Australia number 2. My name is Wilson Wong here with Jeremy Hannaford, ready to bring you the action here on CBC Sports and the BC Wheelchair Sports social media channels. And Australia in green will win the opening tip, and it's Riley Batt with the ball for Australia.
USA dropping in the key already.
And Bat trying to power his way through, trying to find some room. 20 on the clock.
USA's key defense has been just amazing all weekend, and it's great to see these other teams going against it.
We're going to wait for the call here. So penalty against the U.S., and Australia will have the numbers advantage.
Australia gets a reset on the shot clock. Chuck will spend 1 minute in the box or until they score a try.
So on the court for Australia as we put the first try on the scoreboard in this game. Australia ahead 1-0. There's 4 Australia: Bat, Bond, Vernon, and McQuillan. And the USA in white, they have 4 players on the floor right now. Ball in the hands of Wheeler, and he will take it through for the first score for the USA. Also on the court for the Americans, Butler, Newby, and Aoki, who spent that last little bit in the penalty area.
Chuck blowing up the low pointer to slow down Bond.
He turns him around there, and Bond has to get rid of the ball. Bat at the sideline, still able to get through 3 American defenders and score.
Great patience by Australia there. Getting really close to the 12-second in the backcourt. Got it over just in time and squeezed through.
The Australian defense brought up the floor. Aoki.
Great pick by Butler there.
That provides Aoki with some space. It's a 3-on-1 advantage, and Wheeler gets the pass and will score.
I'm excited to see the high-low versus the balance. It's going to be a test for both teams.
Bond and Bat connecting on that play, and Riley Bat will head in for the try. Bond and Bat, obviously the 2 high pointers on the floor for Australia. You expect them to do a lot, but Vernon also a very exceptional low pointer for this Australian team.
Absolutely. The low pointers are the ones that are making the holes for the high pointers. USA scoring easy against the key defense of Australia.
And Australia with Bat open near center.
Great bump to Riley.
Well, Australia easily scores there to lead 4-3. 6:08 to go in this opening quarter here at the Richmond Olympic Oval. Aoki going down the right side. Runs into McQuillan, but bounces back and gets through and scores to tie the match at 4 tries apiece.
Bond looking for the inbound.
And the USA defense forcing a timeout. First one of the match for either team. In the previous game over on the other court, Great Britain and France played, and Great Britain took 3 timeouts in the first quarter, and then their last one on the first possession of the second. And then right at the end of the game, they needed 1 score to win. Ran out of time on their possession, and then France, especially with a guy like Bat trying to knock the ball loose, very active with his hands.
Yeah, having that pressure on the ball, especially on the inbound when you're dependent on your low pointers getting a good pick for you, and having that space. If you don't have a clear path to get that ball in, it makes it really tough. And with the speed of Bat and Bond in those hands, it's just it's hard to get it in. Chuck around the line. Does he get the timeout? He gets a timeout.
Quick awareness, great awareness by Aoki right at center court.
If they would have hit him, it would have been an over and back violation and another turnover. So great call by Chuck there. And get regrouped and go against Australia as they set up in the key.
But Australia able to keep building momentum with good plays offensively and defensively, and almost got another.
Absolutely. The pressure is, they're coming out hot. They definitely can tell they want this one.
So that key defense will face off against Aoki. Aoki going left, met at the line.
USA has one in the key still. Got it in just in time.
So USA back on the scoreboard 7-5. They trail by 2. Australia looking to restore a 3-point lead. Bat has to get rid of the ball, finding Bond with a bounce pass quickly up to Vernon.
Lots of pressure from USA, but they got it away to the low pointer and got it in for the nice try.
Vernon makes it 8-5 for Australia. Aoki for the USA.
Patience is definitely going to be key for USA moving the ball up. Right there, great pick by Lee Fredette.
And pass ahead, a near interception, or near tip at least, by Bond, but instead it is the U.S. getting the try. Wheeler scoring for the red, white, and blue. Back come Australia.
Off to the races for Bond. Australia is really confident in their key defense right now, and it seems to be working. It's making USA work for each drive.
And the Americans will slowly bring up the players. Aoki looking to change speeds. Accelerated, but couldn't get into the scoring area. Aoki now being moved back. 20 in the possession. Takes one dribble and has to regroup. 12 on the clock. Aoki on the right side, intercepted there. Pass across, and it's a foul on Australia.
Bond leaving the court there.
So Fredette helping him off the court. 9-7. USA trails by 2. And Bat with just a pass into open space, and Bond able to wheel under it, getting to the ball first. Aoki. One of the star veterans for the U.S. team. Halted on the left side.
Wheeler stuck in the key, looking for the pass. Having to go to the low pointer is kind of hard on those because you're trying to test their hands. And if that pass isn't perfect and doesn't drop right into their lap, it's hard to get that try in. So USA is going to switch up their lines right now. Got Melton and Butler in.
Australia with some subs as well, as the ball is entered quickly into play for Bat. And he makes no mistake as he will make sure his teammates are set up for the ensuing defensive possession.
Australia's going to come with a press.
In the period, it is 14 for Australia and 11 for the United States.
Now, Australia's going to want to have last goal of this quarter because they have the possession arrow for the next quarter. No, got that backwards. USA has it, so still going to run this down, try to get last goal.
About a 5-second difference between the two clocks.
They may run it down and use that timeout at 15 seconds, so they have a reset. So USA will have 6 seconds left.
Australia scoring with 1 on the possession clock, 15-11. Pass towards the middle, and Aoki grabs the ball just in front of Bat. Quick pass down, but off the chair of Vernon, out of bounds. And it will be a 15-11 lead for Australia after the opening period. Australians strong on both ends of the floor and really dictating that game, at least in that first period, with the pace and defense that they're comfortable with.
Absolutely. Their defense was just spot on there, and all that pressure on the inbound for USA is making it really hard. So hopefully Coach Delagrave will come up with a little different game plan and see if they can figure out a way to beat that.
Is there anything that pops into your mind immediately as maybe something he could try?
You know, they haven't ran a high-low against a high-low yet, so that may be a possibility to see how the matchups go there. Having the new player, Zion Reddington, out there could be a possibility. If not, they may just have to have a little bit different game plan. But
Paralympic year.
yeah, I'm excited to see the Paralympics and see all the teams on how they've come from 4 years ago. There's a lot more competition now, and it's up in the air on who's going to take a medal home.
Great Britain is the defending Paralympic champion. Australia won gold in 2016 and 2012. The USA won gold in 2008, 2000, and 1996. New Zealand is the other gold medal winning country in 2004. Australia are the 2022 world champions.
Butler, the .5 getting his feet wet or dry.
USA cutting the gap to 15-12. Edmondson, number 14 jersey for Australia, will put the ball back into play. Nicholson.
Now we're seeing a balance versus a balance line.
The timeout called by Australia. And Nicholson kind of had his back towards the opposing goal line, so didn't really have a lot of options there.
Australia down to 2 timeouts left. Riley getting fixed up with a new wheel.
All right, looks like the teams are set to go. Ball into bat. And just powering his way down the court. Waiting for the press defense to get set up for Australia before he scores.
Yeah, this game is all about transition. There's never a time where you're not out there either setting up or getting position. There's no breaks. Looking for the deep pass. Up to Aoki. Nice job.
Yeah, Chuck able to control the ball, the bouncing ball.
Just past Edmondson.
And then
contact.
Huge collision there just in front of us on this near sideline. Nicholson running into Aoki. Bat trying to get through the American defense. It's very impressive for him, getting past 3 defenders. He also had a teammate, Nicholson, Edmondson, who was down on Australia's side of center.
And still pushed through all of it. Now, if a player goes down behind the play, they won't stop the play as long as the player that is running the ball stays pointing towards the goal. If he turns back, they'll end up calling the play off and getting the player up off the floor.
The gap remains 4 tries. 17-13 for Australia. USA with the ball. Aoki. Hands off, and another try going in backwards for the USA. Wheeler once again.
Wheeler's one of the fastest guys that I've seen that goes backwards and keeps it under control.
And he'll now try to defend Bat over on that far side. Bat towards center, and then up to Vernon, who makes no mistake as he is in all alone.
Those sneaky low pointers slipping out there and you can't see them. And it's always a great option.
Aoki. Oh. Loose ball and taken by Australia. Nicholson getting the interception.
Riley tied up. Easy pass off. 5-point gap now.
The score going to Edmondson after the pass interception by Nicholson. USA looking to change the momentum here. Newby with an excellent retrieval of the ball.
Vernon getting the pick, slowing down Newby. That's quite the mismatch there.
Aoki working against Nicholson.
Australia's key defense coming out, pressing, and then getting back it's something USA just having a hard time getting against.
Now a turnover right at the line.
Looks like he was over just as he caught the ball. Another turnover for USA.
So in this battle of top two teams in the world, it is Australia coming out strong here in the first half against the #1 team in the world.
USA coming out with a different line. Chuck Melton in, Lee Fredette.
And then, of course, Melton and Bat contacting each other right at center.
Just some love taps.
Yeah. And now Bat coming off the floor, as is Nicholson. Bond is out there with Edmondson, Vernon, and over on the far side, I believe that's Sabeljack wearing number 1. Bond getting back on the score sheet. 20-14 Australia ahead of the USA. Aoki. Oh, looks like teammate is down for debt.
Yeah, they're always going to call a stop to the play there because it's a danger to the player that's on the floor. Don't want anybody getting hurt.
Lots of traffic.
Gives USA a minute to take a breath, reset, go against this the strong Australia defense in the key.
On the court for the United States, it's Fredette, Melton, Aoki, and on the inbounds pass, it's Newby wearing the number 9 jersey. Aoki gets a pick there from Newby, going to his right, and scores ahead of Bond.
He blew up Vernon and blew his wheel right off, or blew his tire right off of his wheel. Just like that, right back on. USA dropping back in the key, gonna see how their key defense works against this Australia press offense.
Bond attracts 2 defenders and then passes off to Edmondson, who scores.
Nice.
4:50 to go in the second period.
Chuck getting a little spin, but getting it off to Newby.
(21-16) for Australia. Sabeljack in to Edmondson.
Bond's taking out Lee Fredette right now, which makes running key defense really hard for USA. So having him out of the plays is key for Australia.
And then Vernon kind of took over those duties. Bond with the ball. And Bond finding room down the middle. Australia in front 22-16. Aoki troubled in the backcourt.
Looking for a pick. Got the hands in there from Bond. Having to use a timeout.
Yeah, the possession clock had 30 on it, and he was still heading actually backwards. So they will call the timeout. Australia ahead 22-16.
Taking a minute to get regrouped. Try to figure out a way to get past this Australian defense.
4:12 left on the clock. Is there sort of a target to where your deficit should be if you're the U.S.?
Right now, being down 6, you're just working to make sure you get your tries in, and then you're going to be trying to look to get any kind of decent defensive turnovers. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the quarter. Not going to be over the top trying to get those turnovers, but take anything you can get right now. Good pick from Lee Fredette on the outside. Oh, pass picked off.
So Sabeljack comes out with the interception. And Bond will finish the play off for Australia, 23-16.
Good pick from Lee Fredette on the outside.
Aoki leading the way here for the United States. Runs into Vernon, gets past him. Now an inside handoff play, and USA will score.
Newbie with a nice pick on the outside, but Chuck just shoved it in his lap, and he was able to roll back and get that try.
Sabeljack into Bond. Wow. Excellent play to use his one hand to control the ball. (24-17) Australia looking very comfortable here against the USA. And now another turnover. Edmondson and Sabeljack combining to get the turnover. Bond.
Australia just getting the hands in there and right when they need to.
Edmondson getting the try, and even with Riley Batt not on the floor, Australia doing very well in that sequence against the U.S.
Yeah, Australia has a great bench. They're able to put people on the floor that are they're making plays, and that's all that matters, one play at a time, and they're getting the right ones. So hopefully USA's over here taking a bench timeout, talking over what's going on, seeing if they can figure out a way to kind of get past this tough Australian defense. It's a little rough right now.
But they are a veteran group with lots of players who've experienced Paralympics and World Championships, and they've gone through a lot and bring a lot of experience to that squad. I'm sure they're not necessarily panicking. They're finding the right kind of approach to it.
Yeah, and that's what's great about this, is that they're able to run different lines and see what works and what doesn't work, and how to fix the problems that they do have before Paris. And it's all a learning experience right now.
That is, of course, the big prize here, getting ready for Paris, making sure the team is in top form and ready to handle whatever comes their way. Aoki scoring on the right side. Batt getting the inbounds pass from Bond.
Deep pass.
And it's going to be the low pointer, Vernon, scoring again. So he's a pretty reliable player in that type of situation. He's able to get to the ball and control it.
Yeah, with Batt and Bond in the backcourt, when they're inbounding, a lot of the pressure is put on them, and then the low pointer just kind of able to sneak out and not be seen, and that deep option.
And the USA calling a timeout. Newby had the ball just in around his own key. I think he was looking towards Aoki, but Bat was kind of prowling for a steal there.
Yeah, he was lurking. He knew it was coming. Smart call. New line in right now. Jeff Butler with the inbound. One of the best inbounds from a .5 that I've ever seen. Wheeler off to the races.
19 tries for the United States. Australia leading by 7. Bond.
Got Bat tied up right now. Having to use the timeout. Great defense. Both teams down to 1 timeout, which is going to be a big deal once we get into the second half. Once teams get down to no timeouts, it's kind of a free-for-all, and that's when you start seeing a lot of turnovers. So these teams are going to hold on to this last timeout.
Vernon now will inbound for Australia.
USA is looking to deny this. Deep pass.
And Bond trying to force a tip, but it will be USA ball.
Great defense from USA there. Stopping Riley. Wasn't able to get that loose ball.
And then Wheeler, as he was going backwards, able to just throw off Bond a little bit and stop his momentum. And then Wheeler will finish off the play as well, catching that ball and crossing the line for the try.
Great resilience from USA. Oh, almost got another one.
And Bat turned around and knocked over.
Aoki came in for the hit as the ball came in and spun Riley. Now who's going to go spend a minute in the sin bin?
And the USA coach, Joe Delgrave, arguing that it wasn't a spin.
Yeah, we can argue all we want, but what the ref says is what the ref says. Believe me, we do a lot of arguing.
So USA setting up on its sort of player matchups here and who will get pinned and what strategy they'll have here before Australia scores. Australia, of course, wanting to do the same thing in terms of matchups and checking whether Aoki will be pinned coming out of the box.
USA is going to call a bench timeout, I believe. They had Eric Newby trapped in the corner, and then they had Aoki trapped from the penalty box. And they wanted one of them to inbound. So this way they both get released and have whoever they want to inbound. Even though USA is down right now, probably still going to be looking for last goal.
.140 remaining as we head down to the final few seconds of the first half. Basically 3 Americans spread along the center court line. Butler just a little bit ahead. Aoki. Left being checked by Vernon, then runs into a couple of defenders. Aoki getting rid of the ball and finding Wheeler inside.
USA is going to drop back in the key and make them work to get that try at between 55 and 50 seconds with Butler being back, they may have to press.
1:07 on the clock as it begins with Bat getting the ball. And Bat cut off by Newby and Wheeler and is finally able to get through with 53.6 on the clock.
Jeff Butler calling inbound.
Aoki getting the pass. Butler will try to clear some space out for him. Aoki going to his left. Chased down by the two high pointers for Australia, but maintaining possession. Aoki trying to zigzag. Aoki past Bat and scoring for the United States. It's 28-22.
34 seconds left on the clock.
Vernon, Bat, quick
Loose
turnaround
ball.
pass for Bond. He'll very quickly move over the half-court line, then the Bat. And the Australians will run out the clock here in the second period. The try clock is turned off, 10 on the game clock. As Bat will slow down at the line and finally cross it with 5.4 seconds to go.
There's no try on that one.
Well, they've called the penalty on the U.S. Score remains 28-22. Australia will have the player advantage. Quick pass along the line, retrieved by Bat, and then turning around and just getting over the line with 0.8 seconds to go. USA will just catch the ball and allow the clock to run out. An impressive first half for the Australian team, going ahead 29-22 over the United States. We're going to take a short break, about 9 minutes time, before we will come back to you here with second half action between Australia and the United States at the Canada Cup. It is world number 2 Australia ahead 29-22 at the break. just about set for the second half between between Australia and the United States here at the Canada Cup.
Australia starting off with the ball.
Riley Batt out there for Australia.
New look for USA. We've got Josh O'Neill and Clayton Brackett out there for the first time in this match.
Shea Graham is out there for Australia wearing number 12, as Bond will score for the Aussies.
Great corner pick to get Riley the space to get it in.
And Graham nearly getting the tip on that pass, but Aoki ends up with possession and scores for the USA. Go ahead.
We'll see how each team changes up this half compared to last half, and see if anybody can make some big differences.
Australia just looked very comfortable in that first half, and we'll see if some of the new players are able to maybe kind of disrupt that flow that they had going on.
Yeah, having the new looks out there makes it a little bit harder for you to game plan, but Australia seems to be looking to do the same thing where they are dropping back in the key after their deep pass.
Graham gets the ball tipped back to her.
Turnover.
By Vernon. Ball intended for Batt. Rolls out of bounds. The call is
out on USA, so it's going to be Australia ball. Chuck was on his way down. If he would have been able to call a timeout, he would have been able to save it, but he'd hoped to get the pass off to one of the other players. But
a lot going on in traffic.
A lot to think about all at one time as you're going down and trying to keep possession of the ball.
So the Australians will look to reset their offense. It's Batt up the floor, and in for the try is Edmondson. And then very quickly you see the teams figuring out their defensive assignments for Australia.
Defense putting a hard triple on Aoki at first, and then Batt releasing.
Batt trying to knock the ball away from Brackett. Brackett finds Aoki. Great move there to lean back and grab the pass before wheeling towards the scoring area.
USA working really hard to just get Riley Batt tied up enough to slow him down, put the ball in someone else's hands.
And this time it's Graham retrieving the ball on that pass from Batt. No mistake for her.
Now that Australia has a female on the floor, they're able to run 8.5 points. .18 seconds left on the shot.
Aoki
to O'Neill with the try.
Not a lot of space for Aoki, trying to pass over Batt and able to do so. Batt, he's able to lean backwards and throw his arms up to create some havoc defensively. And then now on the offensive side, he's able to power past a couple of defenders, absorb some hits, and then go in for the score.
Slowing it down, got their defense set up in the key. And he's still going to put a little pressure on USA as they inbound. Brackett bringing the ball up. Back to Aoki.
runs in the Bat, or Bat runs into him, maintains possession.
Bat almost wiped that ball out on him. Great picking.
And Aoki finally able to get enough space to score. Edmondson. Aoki trying to knock the ball away. Nearly had the turnover, but instead Riley Bat takes possession and posts another try. It's 35-27, Australia in front. And they've actually increased their lead here in the third quarter. Aoki takes one last hit from Bat, but is going to score.
Got the penalty try there as Bat went over the line just before. Oh, loose ball.
At the sideline.
Just thrown over her hands just a little bit. Turnover.
So no U.S. player got their hands on that pass. So they will get possession. Subs will be made. Warren and Howe on the court. Graham and Edmondson will be spelled off.
With this lead, Australia is able to run a lot of their bench and give a whole bunch of different looks.
But Riley Bat is generally going to be out there on the court all the time.
Absolutely. Riley or Bond, one of them are going to be out there at all times. Warren sits really tall on his chair, which is definitely beneficial for some key work.
Bat.
USA putting lots of pressure in the backcourt, making them use that last timeout. This could be huge.
So Fredette and Aoki forcing him, channeling him into the corner. There's not much he could do.
Smart call by Riley. Like I said, a timeout's better than a turnover.
And right now, his team has a 35-29 lead. It's pretty safe to be able to use that.
Yep.
And then
they're able to reset things and move down the court pretty easily.
Coming out of that timeout, Australia scores to make it 36-29. Aoki.
Aoki following Butler up to get the pick.
And Bat trying to knock him off balance, but he's still able to find Wheeler with the pass down the floor. And Wheeler scores for the USA. Warren.
Deep pass into Riley. Newbie gets the stop on him.
See on the replay here. Bat last touched. Oh, he knocked it off of Newbie's chair. We have the benefit of the replay.
We do. Like I said, what the ref calls is what the ref calls. That one worked out in USA's benefit.
And that's what Riley's arguing right now, but I think he will have to accept the loss on that argument. Aoki gives the go signal for his team.
Nice pick on the outside there. Easy try for USA.
Wheeler and Newbie doing their roles well to create some space. Aoki runs into Bat in the backcourt.
USA is going to be putting a lot of pressure in the backcourt now since they don't have any timeouts.
And Bond just gets rid of the ball before he's pushed back over the center court line. Bat signaling to his team to just maybe settle down here a little bit. He'll, I guess, take care of the rest there by scoring.
Yeah, emotions can play a big part of this sport. Settling your team down and getting your head straight. It's the way to go.
Pass across for the U.S. off of Newby, out of bounds. And Bat maybe got a hand on the ball across, or at least a hand on Aoki as the pass was made. Certainly, even if there was no touch, he was very disruptive on that play.
Absolutely. USA is going to drop back in the key and take a breath. Hopefully their defense will be tight enough to stop this and get a turnover.
Bat wheeling around a couple of defenders and scoring for Australia 39-31.
Chuck Melton in for the inbound. Pass up.
Melton takes a big hit, but is accurate on the pass, and Wheeler takes the ball to score. And that was my mistake on that last play. It's 38-32 the score now after that last try. 2:20 to go in the third period. Bat up the floor for Bond. Looks towards his bench to get some instructions, and then will cross the try line.
Coach says score it and get the points on the board.
Aoki taking the inbounds pass for the U.S. Back to Melton. It's a 2-on-2 scenario for the USA. Melton back across to a cutting Aoki, and the USA within 6, 39-33.
That was a nice pick and roll there. Get the separation. Oh.
Aoki with the interception, and then the try, as I believe that was Bond who was back over the line on defense.
USA is trying to chip away one try at a time.
It's a 5-try advantage for Australia. They'll look to make it 6 here as we approach the latter stages of the third period. Bat will finally wheel over the line. 1:39 to go.
Melton wanted the deep pass to Wheeler, but made the smart decision of not taking it, and Aoki's going to wheel up and get the try. .126 left, so still set up to possibly get the last goal, which they need.
Vernon up for Bat.
Now USA has a possession arrow, so at the beginning of next quarter, they will get the ball. So this could be a 2-try advantage if they can get that. Hopefully get a stop here.
Bat looking to his left.
10 left on the shot clock. Riley blasted through.
Melton tried to get in his way, but that was too fast. And
great pick by Bond, making that hole for Riley.
Onto it, but can't get control. He's frustrated, but his team up 41-36 after 3 periods of play.
Great job by USA there to get that last goal, last try. They'll have the ball coming out next quarter, so slowly chipping away. That was a great quarter.
You're watching the Canada Cup Wheelchair Rugby Tournament here at the Richmond Olympic Oval. Thank you for joining us here on CBC Sports and the BC Wheelchair Sports social media pages. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage so far, and of course, one more set of games after this today. We'll have coverage of both, and then 3 games to cap off the tournament tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. local time. That will those 3 games will determine the placings of the 6 teams here in Richmond. And then after that, the teams will look towards Paris and begin their preparations again for that major event for
just over 80 days till Paris Paralympics.
Great Britain, the defending champions, but we've seen in this tournament it's very close. The rankings are impressive for each team, but I think every program is coming here with a bit of experimentation and trying to figure out exactly what they have, and maybe sort of with a look towards the future as well with some of their younger players. And with this American team, that's certainly the case with some players who are younger and will be sort of the basis of their teams further down the road.
Yeah, this is a great learning experience for some of the newer players in the international scene. So it'll be good for them to see this, and then it's a good warm-up, good way to try out some new stuff. And, you know, all these teams are keeping some of their stuff quiet. They don't want everybody to know what they're coming with in Paris, but they're definitely trying some stuff here that they wouldn't maybe normally do.
And certainly a score here does not guarantee the same kind of result later on in Paris with how closely competitive these 2 teams are.
Absolutely not, yeah. Something that looks super strong here may not be super strong in Paris, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Pass across from Aoki to Melton. So the USA closing to within 4 tries to open this 4th period.
Both teams without timeouts, so there's going to be a lot of pressure in the backcourt, and probably going to see quite a few turnovers here.
Bond scoring for Australia to make it 42-37. And speaking of sort of how competitive this world is and how the results here may not fully guarantee the same sort of outcome in Paris, we just look at some of the champions of the major tournaments, the defending champions. The last Canada Cup winner in 2022 was Japan. The last World Championship team is Australia, and then the last Paralympic champions are Britain.
Yeah, so it's all across the board, and the teams have come so far, so it makes the competition great, and it's really anybody's game when it comes to who's going to bring home gold. Got Aoki in the box for USA.
And on the floor is a bracket Fredette for the U.S. along with
Josh O'Neill out there.
That's right, yep.
Australia's going to slow it down and just kill as much clock as possible with USA's #1 player in the box. They're also setting the trap on him, which is going to cause him to call inbounder once Australia does score. USA's making sure that they don't cause any penalties right now because they definitely don't want 2 in the box. So they're setting up for their next offensive play.
And O'Neill does have a different jersey. He's listed as number 15 in the program.
Aoki with the inbound.
Yeah, 43-38, the USA trailing. Brackett breaks out of the traffic and is able to go end to end for that try. 43-39, his team down by 4.
He had Bond on his tail. He was looking back.
And now Bond with the ball for Australia. Edmondson.
Oh, loose ball. Wow.
Loses control, regains possession. But now in a bit of trouble as he throws a pass across, and a great job by Sabeljack to keep possession for Australia and then set a pick so Bond can have some space.
2 lucky bounces and Australia grabbed the ball back.
And then Sabeljack finishes the whole play off with that try. Bond with the assist. 44-39, Australia in front. Aoki.
Aoki looking for picks to get it over half.
Push towards the sideline. Australia sensing a chance to get another turnover. And remember, of course, no timeouts for either team. Bracket.
Yeah, being stuck on the sideline with having Bond and Edmondson putting all that pressure, it's a lot to hold, so it was good on Chuck to get that ball away.
And credit for the U.S. making the most of what could have been a broken play there. Australia might have heard in the background or Mike's wanting the subs coming in. Bond finding Sabeljack.
Australia taking a bench timeout and get their subs in.
5:20 to go in the fourth quarter. You're watching live Canada Cup Wheelchair Rugby Tournament coverage here on CBC Sports and on the BC Wheelchair Sports social media pages here. 5:20 left here in the period.
New line for USA. Got Newbie coming back out. Butler, Wheeler, Aoki.
And on the court for Australia, there is Bond and Bat with Aoki of the U.S. in possession of the ball.
We've seen Emily Miller out there for the first time in this match.
And as well, Jake Howe.
Nice pass over the top. Australia's going to just slow the game down now. Take as much time off the clock as they can to keep this game out of USA's hands.
Newbie will inbound for the United States against Australia.
Newbie looking for somewhere to go with the give and go with a Butler.
Looked at a pass, kept moving ahead before finally getting the ball up to Wheeler. 46-42.
4:37 left. USA is going to be putting all the pressure they can on Australia to kind of get some turnovers.
Bond trying to cross center here, and a foul on Aoki.
Australia is going to get a reset of the shot clock now, so they're going to be able to run the clock all the way down while Aoki's in the box to get this clock to wind out.
USA bringing more subs on. Fredette wearing number 11, and that is O'Neill wearing 40. I think we're also going to get a clock adjustment. We're back up to 4:22 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Australia's figuring out what they're going to do. Gonna set a trap on Aoki to make him inbound. And they're going to run this shot clock all the way down.
We're just listening in on some of the conversation between the players for Australia and the coaching staff.
Sounds like they're arguing without arguing.
So with 2 on the clock, Bond will score, and Aoki will come out of the box and declare himself the inbounder. Entered into Wheeler.
Bond putting a lot of pressure down low. Lee Fredette looking for those picks to get Wheeler free. Gets over half. Got a wall set up on the far side, but he didn't see it. Aoki has to get out of the key before he's called for 10 seconds in the key.
Pass across, retrieved by Aoki. Then back into the key. Now a held ball. So a defensive win here for Australia.
And Australia's going to get the ball because they have the possession now. Another turnover. Clock will reset to 40 seconds, shot clock.
3:04 left in regulation time. Bond. Bat. Riley Bat. Lob pass into open space. Bond will retrieve the ball and score.
O'Neal 1-5 inbounding right now.
Wheeler. Looking left and then peeling back around before firing a pass down the court. And it's O'Neal reaching back before finally crossing the line for the score.
Nice job by O'Neal to get out of that pile and leak down for the pass to get the try.
Ball batted into play, and it will be the Australian star Riley Bat getting to the ball first.
Australia's telling their team to get back in the key, and they're trying to get some ticks off the clock, trying to milk it down as much as possible.
6-point advantage for Australia. The Americans haven't been able to cut into this gap too much.
USA knows this game's probably out of reach, but they're gonna work on plays, work on their defense, and try to get some stuff tied up that they've been having some problems with.
Riley Bat being chased down by Wheeler, but he and Aoki cannot stop him. Aoki again reaching back to control that inbounds pass.
Yeah, to stretch back, catch that ball, and keep it under control is pretty impressive.
Wheeler going to his right, has the ball go back to Aoki, and he will stride in.
Lee Fredette with the pick in the corner. Aoki was able to just squeeze it in there.
1:37 remaining in this one. Australia facing a very strong, of course, U.S. team, the top-ranked team in the world, but holding a comfortable 50-45 lead as Wheeler gets one of his wheels replaced.
I think we'll see USA starting to sell out here and trying to get some turnovers.
On the inbounds.
Nice pass from the low pointer to get that ball in over the top of Chuck.
Howe up to Bat.
No.
And then now it's Howe.
Nice pickup from inbound to scoring the try.
And Bat retrieved that pass just in front of his teammate Miller. Could have been turnover there, but instead Australia turns it into a try. There is a turnover in favor of Australia as Bond takes that loose ball.
Bond has no options here. She throws it up.
Out to bat. Wow. What a play there as he was, well, we thought very closely covered, but still able to make the play to control that bounce pass from Bond. Australia putting the finishing touches on a victory over the United States here at the Canada Cup.
Just trying to get the ball over. Deep pass to Fredette. Turnover.
Taken by Riley Batt. And he will find all sorts of room on the left side to go in and score.
Australia opted to just take the try instead of slowing it down and killing the clock out. So USA will have 30 seconds left on the clock to add another one.
Down by 8 tries, so the U.S. unfortunately will, for their fans, go down in this one to Australia. 53-46, they trail. Batt content to absorb some hits, but ball's jarred away. Bond recovers, and Australia will score one final try here to stretch their lead to 54-46.
Wheeler with the deep pass, and the ball's going to be inbounded back down at the other end of the court because there was no touch. So 2.9 seconds left. They'll finish it off.
See what the Australians can do here. It will be Bond. Pass across to a wide open Howe, but on the near cone.
So Aoki hit Batt out of bounds at the baseline. Turnover, USA.
So no try, unfortunately, for Howe, the low pointer. And the ball will be entered into play to wrap up this one. The USA turning the ball over, and it is Bond who tips the ball away and then actually wheeled over the ball, which could have been dangerous. But his teammates were all laughing on the bench, and why not? They will be celebrating a pretty big win here. The world number 2, Australia, winning 54-46 over top-ranked United States.
Great game by both teams. Lots of learning for USA. Same for Australia. And they'll take this into tomorrow.
And we won't know exactly where the teams will be playing until the next set of games are determined. So we encourage you to join us at 5 p.m. local time here at the Richmond Olympic Oval, whether it's in person or here on the webcast, CBC Sports and the BC Wheelchair Sports Association. For Jeremy Hannaford, I am Wilson Wong. Thank you very much for spending some time with us, and we'll be back in just a little bit, and we hope you've enjoyed the coverage here of the 2024 Canada Cup Wheelchair Rugby Tournament.